Hello guys and welcome to another Garage Gamers. I am Icecube. This here is
Zorbz.
Zorbz with a
Yes.
Z.
Yes.
Yes.
Not Z.
Not Z, Z. And we are here to talk about more video game stuff. In particular, what are we going to talk about, Zorbz?
We're gonna.
Great start.
Yeah. Let's just keep going with this. We're going to be talking about expansion packs and DLC, and basically what we like and what we don't like from those.
That's right. And we're going to go into the different category types of DLC. We're going to talk about extra missions,
maps,
extra characters, extra maps, extra tracks, extra weapons, extra whatever.
Everything you like.
Whatever it is that the publishers can fish you for more dollars out of your credit card. So, we'll start off with what's your overall impression of DLC as a business model today?
Well, it's funny because it was something I always wanted when I was a kid, you know, playing stuff like Super Mario World, and we used to have to wait, you know, years until we got a new game, especially in the Mario genre. And then when it turns out it's Yoshi's Island, completely different game, you're like, this is not a sequel! So I always wanted more levels, more reason to play that same game. Because, to be fair, back in the day you used to play the same game over and over and over. Now you play it once, you're done.
Yeah.
So, we always, I feel like everyone wanted DLC when we were younger, just more stuff to add to the game. Yeah. But then when we got it, we started realizing that a lot of it was crap.
Also, DLC's done a little bit differently now because DLC's become such a thing. Back when DLC semi started, they started this business model of you buy the game and then they just added a few bits and pieces to it that you can download and add to your game. What they were doing is they were releasing a full game when you bought the full game, and then they would actually get to work and start making some extra content.
Yeah, a good example as well.
Let me just finish this. Now they make a full game, take content out of it, then release that game,
Street Fighter 5.
and then sit back on their chairs, wait a few months, and then release the rest of the game a few months down the track.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
That is what's happening.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
And then the whole free-to-play thing's getting in the way. So, I mean, when it started, you had things like Doom. Was Final Doom a separate game, or was that an expansion? I can't even remember.
I'd say
regardless,
separate game. I'd say.
Regardless,
like,
you know, mods and stuff were basically free DLC that people were making anyway.
Yeah, but still doing mods now, so that's a different thing.
Yeah, but let's say Diablo 2 had the expansion. It was a big, massive one. Everyone loved it, and that was because it added to your main game. It gave you more missions, and basically it was like an extra chunk of what you already had played. Whereas it wasn't just like, here's one extra character, and that's $49.95.
Yep, and it gave Blizzard a good excuse to delay the next game by another decade. So that was. That'll hold them off. That'll keep those annoying fans from asking for Diablo 3.
So DLC's been going around on PC for a long time. It's consoles that when did we start? Probably.
It just feels like it really kicked in last generation.
Yeah, PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, even though you could argue that, like, way back in PS1, I remember getting DLC. I don't know, but maybe there's probably something out there which you could kind of plausibly say was a DLC. But I think we all kind of attribute DLC to an innovation that happened in the previous gen consoles, PS3 and Xbox 360. And it's really kind of, it's just become a norm. Now you just expect it now. It's before it was just like, oh wow, they're putting some extra content to this game. And they only used to do it to the games that sold particularly well. Now it's just like every single game will have DLC, and there's no question about it. And
they've one-upped it. Now every game will have a season pass.
Yeah.
That's Uncharted has a season pass. Like, really?
Way to rake in more money, developers. That's a good one. I like that one. But how about the different types of DLC that we're getting? I mean, is there any particular type of DLC that you really disapprove of, or is it all?
Well, I'm going to start on a good note. So today, actually, right now, the new Witcher 3 DLC, or expansion, I should call it, Blood and Wine has been released.
Yep.
And I got to preview that at Namco head office. That was really awesome.
Head office?
Yeah. It was a big deal to me.
Shut up, damn it! That's what that was.
And that is amazing. If you've played Hearts of Stone, the previous expansion, it's everything you could want. You get new missions, new outfits, new quests, lengthy chunks of new gameplay, also a new map in this new one. It's a step beyond. It's like, here's the story you already love, and let's do another side story. So it's not just like an empty field where you fight like 2 new enemies. Like, there's substance to it. And I really like that. I really like feeling like it's not just a cheap gimmick way to get you to pay money.
That's the good thing about, particularly with this last Witcher game, that the developers CD Projekt Red, they're genuinely good at just going out of their way to give you value for money and giving you more than you expect. They're the first developers. They came down to Australia when they were making The Witcher 3, and they actually sat down with myself and a group of other journalists for a little preview teaser. And after they showed us what was happening, the progress of it, which looked amazing, they actually, before we all left, they gave us forms to fill out where we could actually just say what we thought was wrong with the game, and we could do it under discretion and just write down any tips.
Yeah, we did that too for the expansion.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but they're the only developers to do that. I've spoken to other developers. I probably shouldn't. I'm going to stop naming names now. But I've spoken to other developers where I've just said, mate, this game is like really good, but this decision you've made is a really bad decision. And I'm telling you now, the critics are going to burn you if you don't take this out right now, or if you don't add this right now. And they'll argue with me, and they'll say, no, we've done this for a reason, and they don't care what I had to say about it.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they got burnt when the game came out. But I'm not saying that I'm right and I'm wrong. Just the point is that CD Projekt Red...
You've got to take some feedback in.
Yeah, they listened, and look, they were super rewarded in the end for producing an excellent game that was really difficult to fault.
I think I saw it's gotten 800 awards recently, like in total.
Just recently.
No, well, not 800. Sorry, 800 in total. And what's it been like, just over a year that it's been out?
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
I've got 900 awards.
For being a douche. Oh, shots fired!
Wow.
Just kidding, you're awesome.
That's just from being awesomely excellent. God.
So let's talk about ones that we don't like. What sort of DLC don't you like?
That's a good one. Can I start with you? Because I don't actually know. Like, for me, like, I don't know, DLC, it's just up to the user what they're looking for. I mean, it seems like if you're doing a fighting game, then I like to see additional characters brought out in a fighting game. That's pretty cool. Then again, if you're looking at something like, say, Dead or Alive as a fighting game, they're still doing DLC for Dead or Alive 5, just endlessly doing costumes for that stuff.
And they're so expensive.
Oh, totally, yeah. But the thing is, like, you know, obviously they're not just doing ordinary costumes, they're doing bikinis for these girls, and bikinis still sell. Yeah. And until people stop buying that, they're not going to start making Dead or Alive 6. As much as I encourage bringing out bikini DLC, please just stop so we can get Dead or Alive 6 out. Like, let them focus on the next game, because how old is that game now? It's like...
I don't know. There's been, like... That's another thing. It's like Dead or Alive 5 Final Round and all this...
Yeah, they've done Dead or Alive Ultimate, Dead or Alive something on the PS Vita, Dead or Alive Final Round, Dead or Alive 5, whatever the...
Ultimate Max Edition.
Yeah, it's just... And like every time they post a new DLC update, people go on the forum and just complain. Like they send in photos that they have like all 6 editions or however many games they've done for Dead or Alive 5 and say, I keep thinking this is the last game you're going to do and you keep bringing out DLC. I just want a complete edition. And they just never bring out that complete edition and move on.
Well, let's go for a bad one in terms of the new Street Fighter 5. I mean, that game came out empty. Very empty.
Yes,
half of the options you click on say will be available in a future update.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
There's not even an arcade mode. You can't just go, I want to fight 10 people in a row. You either did survival or story. Story was a joke. There was like 3 fights per character, and that was a story.
Yeah. I had a mate that was super obsessed with Street Fighter 5. He was determined, like, he was so excited about it, he was determined to pick a favourite character, master that favourite character, and play through all the game modes and go online and just kick everybody's ass. All he found that he could do was he'd go online and get his own ass kicked. or he'd go and do like the survival mode and make it to M. Bison, which I think was the 30th character that you fought, and died on it every single time, and you have to restart the survival mode. And he had determination. If he's watching this, he'll know what I'm talking about. We spent the entire day from 10 o'clock at his house. I played about 6 different games that day. He was Street Fighter 5ing the whole day, and he couldn't get any. And he was like getting up and screaming, going, "I can't believe this! I hate this game!" And like, I don't know, throw the box across the room, and then he'd just go and take a breather and go, "Right, I'm gonna try again." All day, and he never beat M-Bus. But there was nothing else he could do. I could go, maybe you can practice, and go, practice on what? There's no mode to practice on. So, but it was completely barren. And speaking of completely barren, I have another game for you, which came out recently. Star Wars Battlefront.
Ah, yes.
The new one from EA. My God. I just want to cry for the people who bought that season pass. What is going on there?
Some people liked it, but I think that was because they had such barren, there was nothing there to begin with, so they were like, yes, finally something new. The downside to that, though, was as soon as a new map came out, everyone played that, and no one was playing the other ones. Because what was the point? You played the other ones 36,000 times.
And when you say everyone, you mean the people who hadn't got pissed off and got bored and walked away already.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, the thing is with Star Wars Battlefront, and I think this is the universal consensus, is that anyone who played Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2 will know what a Star Wars Battlefront game should be.
Yeah. And
it was just a game. It was a game, a complete game. It had everything you wanted in it. A huge variety of things to do, a huge variety of maps. Great maps, great characters. It was loaded with. It's just a full game.
Yeah.
And what we're expecting is that game with awesome graphics of today. We got the awesome graphics, but we got this shell of a game, which literally it felt completely scripted and preset. Everything was preset. Like you couldn't adjust anything. Like there was like 4 different planets I think you could do things on. 4 different planets. And very scripted.
Or was it 3 or 4?
No, it's 4. It's 4 different planets with a couple of different ways to play on them. But it was so everything's preset. There was no freedom to optimize, customize it. And if moving that onto DLC, I was expecting, right, well clearly they've got like a few tricks up their sleeve. They're just doing this douchey thing and releasing like this tiny portion of a game, and they're going to bring out the maps like solidly. No? Where's the maps? There's like nothing. There's still nothing. They've released that game. That actually was their intention. That was their game. I thought they were just going to milk us for money, but no, they're not even that. They just didn't finish the game.
Well, off that, I mean, we crap on it a lot, but Call of Duty does a really good job of giving you a complete package. I mean, yes, you get a campaign, you get your online multiplayer, you get your zombies.
With the initial game, okay.
Yeah, you get your zombies mode. And then even on Black Ops 3, you get Dead Ops, which is that little top-down shooter. You know, there's all these little things. So if you just want to play campaign, you got that. If you want to play multiplayer, you got that. You know, if you want to try a bit of everything, you've got that. And then, if you're really big into the multiplayer, they give you some packs that come out with a couple of maps and, you know, new zombie stuff. And people seem to be happy with that. I mean, I don't care for the multiplayer stuff, so I don't. Really.
Yeah, like in terms of volume of content, fair call, I guess, for Call of Duty.
It's a complete package, at least.
It's a pity it's so boring.
Yeah, but we're talking about what you get in the pack.
Yeah.
And they do meaty expansions for the multiplayer suite, which people seem to like.
They bring out like 4 maps in bundles, pretty much.
Yeah, and people seem to like that. So I mean, we don't, but there's other people who love it.
Yeah, I guess. But
whereas something like...
I don't think that's meaty, though.
Enough.
It's better than Star Wars Battlefront's effort, but it's...
Well, going off that, I mean, if Star Wars Battlefront came out as it was, and then they said, here's our expansion pack, it's a campaign, you'd just be like, are you kidding me? That should have been in there from before. That's not an expansion, that is filling in the gap.
I think they already dug their grave with the... I mean, you know, I'd actually probably buy it, but the thing is that the download for that kind of thing would be massive, I think, if they're going to just chuck a campaign in there.
Well, it
would be pretty average one too, because it seems like, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be much depth to that game. No. If there's no depth to the game as it is, I don't know how there's going to be any depth to a single player campaign either.
So I mean, with shooters, you know, you get basically new maps.
You just get maps, really, and then you might probably get like, I don't know, different loadouts. I think they call it.
Yeah, different weapons, skins, stuff like that.
Yeah, skins and stuff. Yeah.
See, skins, like in a fighting game, I don't mind some skins. You know, different outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's not really much you can add to a fighting game apart from new characters and stages.
Yeah.
So a couple of skins, if they're cheap, that's fine. Not like Dead or Alive. But I was going to talk about Mario Kart in how they did their DLC. So you've got your full game. I think it's 8 cups in total, and you know, quite a bit of races to choose from as it is. So then when they did the new DLC, they broke it into 2 packs. So one was the Animal Crossing pack, and then the Legend of Zelda pack. So they both had their own themed level. But then you also got, I think it was 2 cups per pack. So that's another 8 extra races per DLC. Then you got 4 new characters.
Is that all one DLC or 2 DLC?
They're 2 splits. So you get 8 new races in one pack, and then 8 new races in the other pack. So basically you've doubled the game. You've gotten 16 more races to play with.
Yeah.
And it's
so is it, when you see that though, do you think that's good that they've gone to that extra value, or do you think it's like, why were you holding back on us in the first place?
No, because when you're going back from Mario Karts in the past, the amount of stages and characters and all that was consistent with all the previous releases. And then to see these added in extra, you already felt like you had an amazing game, it was complete. And then you just wanted a bit more, and they gave it to you, and it was cheap, very affordable. You could buy the packs individually, you could buy them together, so it really gave you a bit of freedom in that regard, and it added more meat to the game. I mean, there was nothing bad about it. The levels were great. It wasn't like some crappy, like, oh look, here's a NASCAR race where it's just a loop, you know, like they put effort into it.
What about DLC, which is kind of more about additional missions, like for single player campaigns? How do you feel about that?
Well, okay, I'm going to talk about Arkham Knight, because I didn't like it. Because, so for example,
I disagree with him on this one, actually.
So Rocksteady made Arkham Knight,
Then
they palmed off the DLC to another developer, and it doesn't feel the same. So those Batgirl missions, I don't feel, they don't click for me.
I agree.
They seem very bland and boring.
Yeah, I agree. They were kind of. The thing is, the thing I just liked about it is just the ability to finally, because all these characters in this game, they're really cool. All these other characters, and like I was playing Batman all the time. Batman is Batman. He's cool himself. But you've done a whole game with him already, and just a chance to play as some of these other characters like Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, I just thought that was really great. Like I really relished in the opportunity to play that, and they were short little things to do. Like they were
very quick.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're just putting like a kind of very basic story to go with them that you kind of play through in one short stint, but I don't think it needed really to be. They weren't charging a huge amount for each DLC. But I don't think it needs to be this in-depth, ingrained single-player campaign. Just a little something so you can get a taste of playing these characters, and it's a whole new gameplay, like for all these ones, except for maybe Batgirl, which I think is pretty similar to Batman.
Yeah, no, but hers you had to really hide in the shadows because she was very underpowered.
Yeah, but like you know.
Well, no, that was Harley Quinn. Sorry, that was Harley Quinn.
Well, I think they all are. They all are to a good degree, like Catwoman as well.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the premise of the game. Like, you don't just. I mean, you can try go running around punching people in the face, but it's good to get the drop on them by hiding, then getting them when they're not expecting it. But it's just playing other characters. Like I just love that. I just love being able to play other characters.
But I think the main concern for me was Arkham City had that really good Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC where you got to use Robin, you had to go and save Batman, and that was so well done. It was pretty decent length. Story was good. You got to, again, use a different character. And so I thought, oh wow, that was great. Maybe in the next game when they do it, they'll do another expansion like that.
Is it the size or the story, or what is the difference there?
Well, it's the quality, first of all. So if it's just a map and you're just, like I can't stand challenge maps. It's like, really, I don't want that. I want story, I want to feel like I'm playing the original game with a bit of a different story arc. I don't want it to feel like dumbed down version.
Yeah, fair enough. I think like I remember the Harley Quinn's one from the recent one, and that had elements of story. Which one was the challenge one? Was Catwoman the challenge one? I can't remember.
Oh.
One of them was in the Riddler's challenge room. And it was a bit painful. Or maybe that was part of the game.
That's part of the main game.
Yeah, that's
Catwoman,
right. Yeah, got confused. But yeah. Look, I mean, I didn't play the PS3 or Xbox 360 one of Arkham City, so I don't know what that was like in comparison. Well, I played the game. I just didn't play the DLC. But I don't give a crap about Robin, so that's why I didn't bother.
Oh, I love Robin.
Yeah, but you can do Robin in Arkham Knight as well.
So I guess the other bad thing I didn't like is everyone said we hate using the Batmobile. So what do they give you? Batmobile races. No one wanted that. No one asked for that.
But you don't have to get it. I mean, there's plenty of other DLC.
Couldn't they just put their time into making something decent instead of giving us stupid Batmobile races? You weren't even racing anyone. It was just a time trial.
But they had like those other character ones. There's about six other DLCs right there.
Yeah, but they were all so small that they should have just made one decent chunk. And made an expansion rather than little nitpick DLCs.
Look, if I had the selection to play any of those characters and they put it in one decent chunk, that's fine. I'd be happy with that. I just liked being able to play those characters. That was huge for me. So, I kind of agree with the Batmobile. I didn't think it sucked. Like I didn't hate it as much as everyone. It just like some of those tank battles started to get really annoying after a while. Very repetitive. If it wasn't so repetitive, I wouldn't mind so much. Yeah, but there's the one particular mission where you're having to shoot the enemy tank, the big guy and the enemy tank.
Searching for you. Yeah.
That was one of the worst things I think I've ever played in general. Actually.
That was so boring.
The DLC aside.
So DLC, where we stand on it and expansions?
Yeah, look, I just think we're in a situation where DLC is what it is. I think it's a little bit sneaky and a bit cheap of developers to be creating full games now and then just taking levels out and then bringing it out to us later. But I mean, it makes sense on their part to do it that way. I mean, as long as the game's big enough to begin with, which it usually is. Well, like for example, like my favorite DLC of all time is Dark Souls 2, which I haven't brought up myself yet. I think that DLC was arguably even better than Dark Souls 2 game, which is high praise coming from me. And my T-shirt.
He's obsessed.
I'm obsessed with my T-shirt. It's like a retro T-shirt. I bought it post Dark Souls 3. I'm looking at a Dark Souls one, brand new. Hey, so that aside, Dark Souls 2 DLC is it's one of the best, probably the best DLC I've ever played. I think, and I love Dark Souls 2 as a game. I just think the levels that I played in that DLC, and there were 3 DLC new areas, 3 DLC downloads, each one a new area, and all of them were just spectacular. Particularly the second and third one, they were just amazing. And if you love Dark Souls and you skipped it, go back right now and play it. In fact, then again, it's part of the PS4 version anyway, so so you can just scroll over the first scene.
That's another thing we'll just have a quick touch on is Game of the Year editions. A lot of people
when it's not a Game of the Year.
What it is? Yeah, Batman's usually call them Game of the Year editions, but basically it's when you get the complete package or the definitive edition, and that sometimes that sucks because. For example, I played Ori and the Blind Forest. Loved it, finished it, thought it was an amazing, complete experience. Then they released the definitive edition, and that had some bonus areas and stuff to explore. But it was the same game. And I couldn't buy those extra areas to put on my normal game. So I had to re-buy the whole game again.
Yeah,
that's dodgy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's not cool.
I gotta admit, that's uncool. I think once you do a complete edition, definitive edition, Game of the Year edition, that should encompass everything.
Yep.
I think we've kind of established that throughout this video.
But I feel like if there's going to be stuff in those editions, they should also be made separately for the people who bought the game previously.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Then you can at least complete the game that you got.
Yeah.
Then again, if you bought Ori and the Blind Forest final round, expect there to be 6 more full games after that.
If it was made by, what is it, Tecmo?
Team Ninja.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we'll wrap that up. So there's awesome DLC out there. There's also some really terrible DLC out there. Let us know in the comments what are some of your favorite expansions, DLC?
And ones that you hate
want.
too. Tell us which ones you hate. Surely there's ones that you bought that you regretted buying and thought, what is this nonsense? So yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Warn other people.
Which season pass did you fork out $60 for and then regret?
Star Wars Battlefront.
Most likely.
I might just comment myself.
Yeah, if you see that, it'll be here. Alright guys, so be sure to check out our website at www.gamebug.com.au. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube page. You're most likely watching us on YouTube.
There's lots of cool videos on there that's not called Garage Gamers.
Gamebug TV, Level Up Fridays.
Yeah.
We got some Let's Play every now and then.
Yep, lots and lots of goodies. So check it out.
Lots of stuff.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks guys. Bye.